Twilight Gets a Puppy. By TDR. Chapter 36. Apple Bark Season. Epilogue. Canterlet, Celestia's sitting room. Celestia took another sip of tea. She was seated comfortably at a table, mentally counting down the seconds until 8 o'clock. The sun was raised a few hours ago and her sister had lowered the moon. Of course that was when Moon Dancer's class with Luna began. At precisely 8 o'clock the class ended. And every single day since class started Luna would come visit her before heading off to bed to attempt to sleep. Her sister's sleep schedule was quite erratic as of late. The only times she was really up was when it was time to raise and lower the moon, and at 8 o'clock. Usually because she was foaming mad by that point. Tia. Celestia's door burst open as she reached 0 in her counting. A clearly pissed off Luna barged in. The guards outside the door barely batted an eye at the entrance. After 2 weeks it was normal routine. Once Luna was inside they checked to see if they needed to summon the door repair pony that was now on call to the castle, before closing the door and leaving the pair be. Hello Lulu. Celestia smiled. Have fun in class. While we understand that we have not been caught up on modern education, we do not expect to be treated as if we were attending magical kindergarten. Oh, modern geography with the puzzle maps. Worse. Conjunctions. Luna fussed as she sat down on the side of the table opposite her sister. We shall never get that song about trains out of our head. Would you like something to eat? Celestia placated as Luna continued to rant. Nay, just the orange juice. Luna stated. Celestia was quite glad her sister had not yet discovered coffee. Though it was only a matter of time. I know there is more to it than that, sister. Celestia chuckled, pouring her sister a glass. You always complain about Moon Dancer's lessons, but not only do you always go back, what she is teaching is never the real reason you are annoyed. Fat. Luna snorted, draining the orange juice quickly and refilling her glass. Luna had rather quickly become enamored with the different kinds of juice that existed nowadays, with orange currently being her favorite, and fruit punch a close second. Well? Celestia asked with a smile. She does not believe we should again move the stars, nor should we recreate our moon's phases. Luna growled. Oh? Did she give a reason why? Celestia had been the one to suggest this to Moon Dancer, for a number of reasons she expected her student would bring up. Really, it was a ploy to keep Luna from trying to overtax herself, and to keep the royal astronomers from going mad. Navigation by the static stars and readjustments of the tides. My moon's phases have little effects on the tide unless thine sun is involved as well. It is as if she expects cataclysmic upheavals simply from, what did thee do? Luna demanded suddenly. Luna's eyes narrowed as Celestia tried to look anywhere but at her sister. This had not gone as planned. Tia. Luna grumbled as she stared at her sister. I may have once attempted to sway a primitive tribe in the south to my way of thinking by staging a solar eclipse. Tia. During the summer. TIAA, Luna's inflection on the last letter of her nickname made Celestia wince a bit. And I might have forgotten that I had only been trying to control the moon for 50 or so years at that point. Luna simply stared. And deflated Mistoph equestriant blamed the resulting proigene tidion nightmare moon. Luna blinked once, very slowly, before slapping both her hooves to her face. Thee didn't. To be fair, it did impress that tribe. Tia. Luna frowned. Thee blamed thine screw up on us and our moon. 'Tis no wonder it was such a heated debate. Well, she is correct on the navigation. Celestia worked to change the subject, trying to hide behind her teacup. She had no idea why ponies thought her a master manipulator when, much like this one, half of her plans blew up in her face. No, she is not. There have always been brighter stars we do not move. There are even stars that we cannot move that are outside of our reach. The stars that we do not move are the same as the ones mariners of 1,000 years past followed. The rest were decoration for us to play with. Did you tell her that? Luna blinked and flattened her ears to her head. Nay, class was over and we came here to complain. Well, you have your assignment for tomorrow then. Celestia chuckled. Tea would be easier if you admitted 'twas your fault. Luna stated, glaring at Celestia. A flash of green flame over her horn interrupted the discussion, and Celestia silently thanked Twilight for the distraction. 'Tis not the end of this discussion, Tia. Luna grumbled. Shh, I'm trying to read. Celestia smirked behind the note. Let's see, dear Princess Celestia, we have a new contendant for most stubborn pony in Equestria, Applejack. Let's see. Big Mac hurt, worked herself half to death, stopped a stampede, poisoned half the town, nearly killed Rainbow Dash, caused a stampede of bunnies. We would have liked to have seen that. It sounds adorable. Luna admitted. Argued up to the point of her collapse, argued after her collapse, and tried to run Ross, Spike and I off. Had Ross sit on her while the other girls, Spike and I, finished the harvest. She was particularly annoyed when I used Quid's theorem to reduce the size of 30 trees worth of fruit down to 3 baskets for transport. Still, she got over everything and was finally accepting of the help by the time we were done. Well, that is good. Luna stated. Until Ross and Fluttershy's pet Angel Bunny got in a fight over Ross's choice of lunch. They destroyed 3 trees, a barn, and a good 300 yards of fence before Fluttershy managed to stop them. Is Angel Bunny the name of a Ursa or a Hydra perhaps? Luna asked. Celestia blinked and kept reading. I don't know what Fluttershy feeds that rabbit, but perhaps we should find out and change the Royal Guard's rations. A rabbit? Luna blinked. I would very much like to know how a rabbit managed to fight Ross. Celestia muttered, looking over the rest of the note for clues, though only finding a few notes on how they were getting along in town. It could be a Vorpal. Luna nodded. Provided your student is not exaggerating. She doesn't do that. Still, Vorpals went extinct over 1,000 years ago. Celestia said. We hoped they went extinct. Luna corrected. We never knew for sure. White's brood was always surly. Since time hath not stopped, White is still around, and with how prolific his race can be. I really hate that rabbit. Celestia sighed. He never did understand why we stopped inviting him to parties. Fashionably late is not a thing. Luna grumbled. Author's note. What have we learned today? Firstly, Luna has no issues calling out Celestia on her bullshit. Secondly, Angel Bunny is a demon, or at least a spawn of a god somewhere along his family line. Finally, the author is really old, as he's making Schoolhouse Rock references. End author's note. End chapter 36. Apple Bark Season. Epilogue.